Welcome to Hilton Park, Leigh, for today's second league game of the season. Newly promoted Leigh facing Wigan in what is always regarded as the local derby. The team news today is that Wigan remain the same as they've been for the last three matches, despite several injuries in the game on Sunday. But the Leigh side has got with them Bob Beardmore, recently transferred from Castleford, and of course Brian Case and Ian Potter, two stalwarts of Wigan over the past few years, but now putting their backs into the Leigh cause. The referee, Alan Burke from Oldham, blows the whistle. Bob Beardmore, the new captain of Leigh, has lost the toss, and it's Wigan who are playing up this slight slope here at Hilton Park. No nonsense as they play the ball. Alan Burke, who's just been promoted into the top 10 referees, and therefore promotion from second division refereeing to first division refereeing, certainly not starting the game too lightly, and penalising Mick Dean for that offence in the tackle. Andy Platt, who's been forced to play at number 10 because of the injuries to Adrian Shelford, and their former teammates Brian Case and Ian Potter. Well, there's certainly no love lost between the two teams. Plenty of bite in a local derby game, and it's very evident in the fans here tonight. The kick-off delayed for 10 minutes because of the number of people wanting to see the game. Fine break from Nicky Kiss. Up to the last tackle. In fact, it was the last tackle, so it's a handover. And that was offside. But they played the ball. I think Dennis Betts thought that there was another tackle left in the Wigan 6, but it was a handover. And it'll be Alan Platt, who was the captain at Leigh, being replaced by Bob Beardmore. And Alan, who's been around at rugby league, had a spell of trials with Wigan. So the one drive from Mark Cooper, the number 8 from Leigh. The switch in play, Potter taking up line side. One man really determined to play well tonight, I'm sure, is Ian Potter. For so many years a stalwart in the Wigan side. And there Brian Case, always very, very strong, reliable. But meeting three Wigan players and losing that ball. Wigan gained possession. Ian Gildard, who was one of the people who suffered an eye injury over the last couple of games, but fit to play tonight. Good lead cover on the inside there as Byrne tried to sell the dummy and go through the gap. Andy Gregory, first touch of the ball. No, way past Alan Platt, and that was certainly a strong tackle. So Leigh defending well. And Wigan in the form of Joe Lydon. The pace really hot. Lydon, a beautiful kick up that right-hand touchline, but it just evades the touchline and stays in play. And Phil Johnson, the Leigh fullback, who got plenty of pace, steps away from the Dean Bell tackle. But for the first time, Leigh in their own 22. Wigan doing the attacking. The format of the last couple of games, the Widnes game at Anfield and the league game last Sunday, is exactly like this. Wigan able to put together that tremendously strong defence and force the errors as they did on that occasion. But then a mistake occurred again, and so that's going to be the first scrum down of the match. So the long ball out to Kevin Iro in space. Good tackle from his opposite number, David Hill. So Wigan trying to penetrate, trying to make a hole in the Leigh defence. But Leigh recovered well on both occasions. Second division champions, of course, last season. Will Leigh step up to first division pace and ferocity count. Beautiful inside ball, half-back's linking well. Again, the dummy inside, and Dennis Betts hitting that baller from Andy Gregory. But well spotted by Kieran O'Loughlin. That's a good inside ball, but there again, good cover on the last tackle. So the handover once more. Coach John Money, of course, only really been over in this country for 7 days. Not really had a great deal of time to make any real influence on the side. But the team trained on Monday and Tuesday. And knowing John Money and his methods, there would be a lot of individual coaching, individual tuition. There's Nicky Kiss stealing that ball. That's offside. First penalty attempt. Quite a possibility here for Wigan. Joe Lydon with the simplest of kicks. That looks good. It is. It's 2 points for Wigan. They're in the lead after just 6 minutes play. Phil Johnson then to get the game in motion once more, finding his opposite number, Steve Hampson. Supporting forward Ian Gildart, but Leigh very quickly up in defence. Billy Benyon, their coach, to stress that concentration is the key factor in maintaining First Division status. Gregory with the change of direction, and Westhead gets back there. Good reading from the second row forward. Well, so far the Wigan defence has really been on top, and the Leigh forwards have found great difficulty in making any penetration. Now the wide out ball then. Two very good ball players, Bob Beardmore and Alan Platt, linking to try and push the Leigh play a little bit wider. Well, Hampson under the ball and takes it safely. Wigan back in their own 22. Good strong run from Nicky Kiss there, away from acting halfback. But good defence again from Leigh. Well, the local crowd not really liking that. A penalty offence for offside of the play the ball. Quite some way away from the situation itself. Well, Alan Burke no doubt in his mind. And that gives Wigan once more a chance of building up close to the Leigh 22. Now the set move with the dummy runners and the decoy wide out as Hampson takes the ball looking for Iro. Preston takes the ball, but that may well have gone forward, so a little bit of hesitation here wide out, and they play just fluctuating a little bit. That's a free kick. No, in fact the referee's indication is the scrummage. It looked rather high, the left arm, but in fact it's going to be the scrum. It's Wigan who have to make the mark, and it's Leigh who'll have the head and ball. Johnson steps inside Hampson, but Steve Hampson recovers well. Bob Beardmore, of course, who's used to working very close to the play the ball, particularly with Castleford, where a lot of their ploys revolved around the play the ball area. So the overlap on this side, a big gap there as Jeffrey tried to take the ball, but the ball was knocked on. And the Wigan defence stretched a little bit here on that side as Leigh made the overlap. but the pass just going astray as Ian Jeffrey tried to take that ball with one hand. Referee not happy with it. Certainly Leigh not on the 10. Well, the referee quite happy to let that go. Wigan win possession. The wide-out players, Kevin Iro runs round his man. Dean Bell in space. Good cover tackle though from Mike Round. But enterprising play, and Iro again involved in the action. Well, the referee penalising Kevin Iro, and others would say that John Westhead was the offender there at the play of the ball. Certainly Kevin Iro trying to play the ball as quickly as possible, and John Westhead really with his hands round his neck forcing him to the floor. Brian Case hits it up once out and rolls off the tackle. So the pace hotting up a little bit here at Hilton Park as we come to the first 12 minutes of play. Well, the Ian Potter pass being a little bit ambitious there. Well, one thing's for certain, the pace is relentless. The side are getting together against one another with plenty of good defence, and the crowd treated to plenty of action. Andy Goodway, really first chance we've seen of him making any play, and he's lost the ball, but that was taken from him in the tackle. The referee not able to quite see what had happened there, didn't consult his touch judge, decided that the ball had been lost in the tackle, and therefore it's going to be a Leigh ball. Ian Jeffrey getting past Joe Lydon. So a slight hesitation there in the Wigan defence. Penalty at the play of the ball. Jedburn the offender. Keep your knee down, says the referee. Andy Gregory comes across to make his point known, but as Alan Platt puts the ball in touch, Leigh building up the pressure now on the Wigan 22. Brian Case, as he's done so often for the Cherry and Whites, now doing it for Leigh. Well, that may well have gone back to one as Dennis Betts moved up very quickly on that move, spotting the runaround. Well, that's twice Ian Jeffrey has stepped inside Joe Lydon, but no forward progress being made. And Leigh putting the pressure on this Wigan side, stretching their defence, first on the left and then on the right. Alan Platt offloading in the tackle, but very well spotted out. A great tackle from Ian Lucas. That really was a cruncher. So Leigh back in the action there, and Bob Beardmore getting to his feet rather gingerly there on the last tackle. Platt with the drop kick. He's a fine kick of the ball. That's 1 point for Leigh. So the deficit just the 1 point now as Wigan lead by 2 points to 1 after 15 minutes play. Joe Lydon when with the right-footed kick, pushing it down. Barry Ledger almost making a mess of it. Picking it up, drifting across field. Real flyer, former St Helens winger, of course, who's been around the first-class scene for some time. Well, certainly seen plenty of Ian Potter in today's game so far. And there's another man we've seen a lot of, Brian Case. And John Westhead, of course, who played loose forward for so long here at Leigh, running wide out, and that's causing a few problems for the Wigan defence. That's a fine kick from Alan Platt, but may well have gone too far. In fact, it stayed in the goal area, so Steve Hampson has to run it out. Platt up with a tackle, but Hampson so quickly onto his feet. Preston trying to find a gap, drifts across. Adventurous stuff, and Iro sidestepping his way, but plenty of Leigh cover there. And that has forced the Wigan man into touch. So that marvellous kick of Alan Platt, putting pressure on the Wigan side in their own 22. And although a bit of adventure looked as if it might have created an overlap on the right, it was Kevin Iro who was eventually forced into touch, albeit by 4 Leigh players. Well, that's a penalty for offside over 50 yards on the right-hand side of the field. It was Joe Lydon who'd encroached within that 5-metre area, and a chance for Leigh to go ahead. Well, in fact, not taking the penalty kick at goal, putting the ball into touch. So the pressure's still on. Mark Cooper driving forward. But a 2 points gone certainly there for Leigh. Now the complicated move. Potter switching across from right to left. Put the Wigan defence intact. There's the gap. And there's Alan Platt going over for a simple try. The referee, I think, has indicated a forward pass. So the Leigh fans almost in disbelief as Brian Case put Alan Platt through the gap there, and Wigan breathe again. Well taken by Dennis Betts. Good ball from Andy Goodway in the tackle. Well, no way forward for Andy Gregory, but he still stays on his feet. The little terrier fighting away there, keeping those legs going. Well, certainly no let up in defence here as Leigh move in numbers. Jerry Byrne finding the gap beautifully. There's good linking. Dennis Betts looking for players. Going on his own. Fine run. Not quite able to get it to his supporting players. On the last tackle. Byrne takes the ball. Keeps the ball alive. That's offside. So what almost was a certain try for Wigan was spoilt by the Leigh defence who encroached in the 5-metre area. And that's a simple 2 points for Joe Lydon. Joe Lydon, right-footed. He's pulled that, but it's still over the post. So Wigan stretch their lead now to 4 points to 1. So Phil Johnson, of course, who's kicked very well indeed for Leigh over the past few seasons, but denied the chance to kick a goal a few moments ago in what was almost a certain 2 points. And then the disallowed try, so there's plenty of action here at Hilton Park as we come to the quarter stage. Just over 20 minutes play gone. Well, there's certainly a very aggressive tackle there on Dennis Betts, but he's taken it well. Lydon sidesteps. The ball came back, and Lydon with a clever piece of football links with Steve Hampson. Quick play the ball from Steve Hampson. Andy Platt driving away. The pace is certainly very fast and furious. Good play. Good linking there, but good cover again from Kieran O'Loughlin. And Gildart forcing his way through. So will the Leigh defence hold out? There's being put under plenty of pressure at the moment. Gregory made the gap. This could be a try. Oh, what a marvellous dummy. Outrageous dummy from Andy Gregory. Under the post. The little general has scored the first try for Wigan. It was his marvellous break. Andy Gregory bursting through. There was support on the left from Jed Byrne and support inside. But Johnson, the cardinal sin. He took the dummy and Gregory coasted over in between the posts. Another comparative easy kick then for Joe Lydon. It is indeed. Wigan at another 2 points. On the touchline there, the substitution. Jared Stazika comes onto the field for Ian Lucas, who seemed to have had a bang on his leg earlier in the game. So a chance for Jared Stazika to stake his claim in the first team. In last season, some tremendous performances on the Alliance side. And the game restarts with just 13 minutes left for play in this first half. Well, that outright outrageous try from Andy Gregory is certainly a result of a lot of pressure that was put on just a few moments ago, and the Leigh defence just holding out. Gregory linking a long ball out to Preston, but Preston's got no room on this left-hand side, so looks infield and almost finds some space. The marvellous try scored against Warrington last week, coming from a similar situation. Certainly you can't give him half a chance as Lydon stretches Phil Johnson there at the back for Leigh. Wigan very quickly up in defence on that kick. Stazika pulling off his first and second tackles. O'Brien case being used as the battering ram. 2 out there on the last tackle. Johnston using Beardmore, but that's pressure on the scrum half. And really good pressure from Andy Platt there. Beardmore not able to take the pass. Wigan now with a chance to set up a move from the scrum. Inside this Leigh 22. The dummy from Goodway, inside to Gregory, well taken by the scrum half. That was offside. John Westhead definitely not in front of Andy Gregory. And Andy making sure that he took the ball and played it to himself. Another simple 2 points. Lydon strikes it cleanly. It's another 2 points. It's 12 points to 1 in Wigan's favour. Andrew Gregory linking with Ian Gildart. The support coming from the back as ever. The runner's always available. Stazika losing the ball in the tackle there. A fine tackle from Ian Potter, and that's certainly one thing that Leigh have gained. Ian Potter's strength in the tackle and work rate. Alan Platt with Bob Beardmore trying to get those second row men running out wide, but this time Dennis Betts has John Westhead wrapped up along with Andrew Goodway. Well, Phil Johnson finding the gap and rolling off, picking that ball up when it looked as if there was nothing on. Again, Platt wide out, and I think Leigh's only chance is certainly to stretch this Wigan defence and try and find a few holes further out, because very close in, they're certainly very, very tight indeed. Dean Bell with the dummy. He's strong. He's had little play so far. Almost breaking through. Fine cover from Dean Bell and a good strong run to relieve the pressure on his Wigan side. So Andrew Gregory calling the tune and the change in tactics, and there's Gregory and Hampson's in support. The two Blues coming forward, but that's slightly kicked too far. So 3 times today in the game, Ian Jeffries sidestepping off that right foot and half breaking through the tackle. The pace not slackening, and Leigh certainly trying to move that ball wide whenever they can. The defence on Wigan, of course, so strong it has been. Beardmore with the high kick, and that's stretching Steve Hampson and Dean Bell on that right hand side, but no problem for the full-back. Secure as ever at the back. Steve Hampson taking that ball well, and although there was no real gap on the right hand side, made good yardage for the Wigan team. Good handling there as Goodway forces the gap and sends a good ball on. Good play here. Mark Preston, good cover from Leigh, but he's found the inside. Preston in pace. Oh, what a lovely try is it going to be for Mark Preston. Brilliant, superb individual try from Mark Preston. It was tremendous support play by Wigan as the ball was moved out on the left-hand side. Andy Goodway forcing that first pass, and Goodway took the ball with plenty of Leigh cover, but seeing that gap on the inside, he switched it into top gear, and although there was 50 yards to go, Phil Johnson still to beat, there's no doubt when the Preston flyer gets into motion, there's very little that can stop him, and he coasted over past the fullback on that right-hand side. Lydon again with a kick. It's not a difficult one. In fact, it's over once more. Another 2 points. So Wigan leading 18-1. There's David Ruane. He's coming on in case anybody wants to know why, then it's because it's Kieran O'Loughlin has come off the field. He's certainly not been involved of late in the play, but that's a change on the Leigh side. With just 8 minutes left for play in this first half, Wigan building up a commanding lead. That sort of lead that they had against Widnes. Widnes perhaps not the strength that Leigh got, of course. A much stronger side. But Wigan would dearly love to win this game. A good way who produced that first pass, produces yet another one as Statica supports. Good strong running on the last tackle now. Oh, Lydon hits the gap. That's a high tackle, certainly around the neck, and Lydon has let the ball go because it was the last tackle. And Jeffrey off the right foot, but no way forward. So the gap's coming in this Leigh defence, and it's been Andy Goodway who's found 2 in the last 5 minutes. Oh, no way forward there as Joe Lydon covered well. Alan Platt looking for the gap and looking for supporting players, but nobody with him, and there's a massive blue and white shirts there, the new Wigan strip in red and white, and of course when they come up against sides like Leigh, they change to their blue and white. A fine kick by Leigh, pushing them downfield into Wigan's 22 as we come to the last 6 minutes of this first half. Well, Leigh have to make the mark, and Andrew Gregory feeds the scrummage. Chance for a link again, and Burns steps inside. And Andy Goodway steps inside and again finds supporting players. So the loose forward making his mark on the game, as well as young Ian Gildart. Powerful run from the second row forward. It's been Dennis Betts who's been making lots of these long range runs in the last few games, but there's Ian Gildart showing that he can make them as well. Gerard Sadika supporting superbly there as Andy Gregory drifted across the field. Burns sending a sloppy pass out there, but it's play on, and Kevin Arrow's got space and strength. And is he going to score? No, too many Leigh jerseys, but he's swung the ball inside, and in fact it's gone back to one. It's played off a Leigh player, so it's been adventurous play from Wigan. The strength of Steve Hampson there, almost getting through. Leigh having to hang on. 3 tackles gone now after the extra 6 tackles we made. Gregory trying to find the gap. Finds Andy Goodway. That's a forward pass though. So that's 1 on each side. But beautiful sleight of hand from the scrum half. So the slight delay there as Andy Collier comes onto the field for number 8, Mark Cooper, who's been replaced. So Billy Benyon using both of the Leigh substitutes as they win possession from that scrum. But tight Wigan defence there from Joe Lydon and Andrew Gregory. Well, gradually Wigan have forced errors on this Leigh side, and that's one of the reasons the excellent work rate and support that individuals have. That was a high tackle on Dean Bell, and Dean Bell really has suffered in these last few games. Witness a high tackle, concussion against Warrington in the Locker Cup, and now another high tackle and a prostrate Dean Bell. It really would be sad news if Dean Bell suffered another head injury. The referees had strong words then with David Hill, and that's the distance that Joe Lydon has for the attempted penalty kick. Well, Lydon lines it up, kicks it sweetly, but it's gone to the right hand side of the post. So first miss of the night for Joe Lydon, and that's the dropout from the 22. Kevin Arrow links with Dean Bell, looking none the worse for that high tackle and certainly running strongly into the Leigh defence. Another strong run, Andy Platt. Good play from Gerard Stazika, beautifully timed ball to Kevin Arrow. Kevin Arrow going for the line. Very beautiful try from Kevin Arrow, showing the power of this New Zealand winger. It was that excellent pass from Gerard Stazika on the right hand side, putting the New Zealand centre into full flow, and Arrow bursting tackles as he can do with such power, drives over on the right hand side. But with the most difficult kick of the night for Joe Lydon, but certainly well within his reach. In fact, very well within his reach as he kicks that over and slots it between the posts. Wigan walking away with this first half, a 24-1 margin then, with just a minute left before half-time. The coach John Money, I'm sure, will be pleased with the winning margin at half-time, and the first thing he said he had to do, or was trying to do, of course, was to try and make Wigan win again, get 2 points in the league, and certainly if this first half is anything to go by, they're well on the way to that 2-point target. And now that Andy Platt and Andrew Goodway are getting into their stride, they're taking some stopping, and that making holes in this Leigh defence. And there the prompting of Andrew Gregory. And certainly the difference between the two sides at the moment. Leigh attempting a main road special, but not quite as successful. Well, Mike Round showing his pace then, but perhaps not strong enough to get away eventually from Jedburn's tackle. Oh, lost ball from Leigh. Wigan keep it alive. Gregory puts Dean Bell in the way. Has to hesitate slightly to recover from the pass. But there goes the final hooter for half-time. But the referee's allowed play on, and it could well be a try if Wigan put it over. Stazika with the ball. Stazika upended by Jeffrey. The try saved. The half-time hooter gone. Jerry Stazika almost getting a superb try to round off a marvellous half for Wigan. 24 points to 1 in the lead. The second half then, with Wigan leading by that massive margin of 23 points. And perhaps the sad news for Leigh again that John Westhead's been substituted. Kieran O'Loughlin being forced back onto the field. We'll see exactly where he's playing in a moment. But that certainly isn't the best of news that Leigh wanted. So far the lead at half-time against Widnes and the lead against Warrington has been whittled away in the second half. But somehow Leigh have got to find an extra gear if they're going to get 23 points back, and there pressure straight away from Andrew Goodway as he charges the kick down, and that's put an immediate piece of pressure on this Leigh side as they have to drop out from under the post. Alan Pat, right-footed. Hampson takes it at speed, looking for the gap, forcing the shoulder in. The play up to the 22, the dummy from Andy Platt as he comes right. 2 tackles gone. The set move, but a bit of juggling, and Dennis Betts picks it up well. So Wigan forcing the pace. They've played it close to the play the ball now. Will they move it wide? Gregory sets the play in motion. The half-backs link. And Goodway strong. Drifts across, but obstruction there as from that left-hand side, Dean Bell tried to force his way onto the gap. Goodway drifted behind him. That was the obstruction. That was the penalty. And Leigh recover, but are still just outside their 22. And Brian Case makes the break. Nothing pleased him better than a run against his old side. The strong handoff still evident there. Put a bit of life into the Leigh side now, but they need plenty of that. And certainly a good way in line and drive with Jedburn. The substitute Andy Collier, a good 5 yards backwards. There's no support outside there for McDean. He's on his own. Now that a kick which has gone straight into touch. So the scrum will be formed inside the Leigh half. And it'll be Wigan who will feed the ball, but just 10 yards away on the right-hand side is the injured Wigan player who Keith Mills is attending to, and that is, of course, is the hooker Nicky Kiss. So the scrum not going to restart. The referee comes across. Keith Mills administering the treatment, looking towards the sideline, but certainly at the moment there's little evidence that Kiss is going to play on straight away. Well, it may be, I think, probably just a minor injury. Let's hope it is. The referee showing his concern, and Nicky in a sitting position now, so it may well be that he will recover and will be fit to join this scrum. Yes, I think he looks okay. Strong, rugged performer, this former Saddleworth Rangers player. Had his benefit, of course, last year. So the scrummage forms in this rather dark atmosphere here at Hilton Park, with some of the floodlights not in operation. Dean Bell working from that left wing. Wigan trying to penetrate. Andrew Goodway almost getting past the Leigh defence. So Leigh hanging on. Wigan really not making any forward progress at the moment, but plenty of time yet. And there's the chance for Gerard Byrne in space. Good cover from substitute David Ruane on the last tackle now. Gregory puts the chip in and it bounces into touch just in front of Mike Round, the Leigh left wing. So Bob Beardmore delving into the scrimmage. We've seen very little of the former Castleford scrum half tonight. Scored 4 tries, of course, in his debut against Barrow last week. And that's another bit of sloppy play. Nicky Kiss in on the action. The ball's gone forward though, and Leigh have recovered, but the referee has decided to award the scrummage. So some sloppy play there from Leigh, and certainly some excellent pressure from this Wigan defence. A beautifully struck ball there from the scrimmage. The run around there. As Hampson hits the gap, there's a chance for Preston on the wing. And he scored his second try. Mark Preston, from a beautifully worked move straight from the Wigan scrum. It was a very well executed move by the Wigan three-quarters as the ball was won at the back of the scrummage and missing Lydon out completely as a decoy, with Steve Hampson hitting the line. Preston with a little bit of space, and that sidestep off the right foot takes him over the line in that left-hand corner for another 4 points for Wigan. So a real uphill target now for Leigh. As Hampson takes the ball well, drifts across to Dean Bell.
Can I have your attention, please? Will Mr. Cooper please report to the Secretary's office, please?
So Ian Gildart looking really sprightly, getting the legs powering through in that tackle there. So a little bit of sloppy play there from Wigan, but the ball has gone forward, and I think that means that there's been an offside given, and Dean Bell questioning it to the referee, but in fact it was. It went forward from the Wigan player, and again Leigh opting for the kick for touch, not wanting the 2 points. They did that early in the first half when perhaps the 2 points would have been very vital. But now with such a deficit, they think they need more than just the 2 points, as Leigh, in the form of Brian Case, hit it up. This time no way forward for the former Central Park favourite. Beermo tries to get those backs in motion. David Ruane takes the ball, but he takes the tackle as well of the two halfbacks. And Andy Gregory working hard in defence there, getting hold of Ian Potter. Ian Jeffrey off that right foot again, stepping back inside. But no way forward for the veteran performer, Kieran O'Loughlin. The Wigan defence sound, secure. There's a tactic which often used by Andy Platt, a very clever kicker of the ball. But lots of good cover from Wigan. And the ball going into touch, that'll be a scrum with Wigan's feed. Well, Burns showing strength there as he pushed off his opposite number. And Dean Bell, who's always shown strength in those situations, gaining that extra yardage. Here's another one, Andrew Goodway looking for support, no way forward. But Wigan looking for the gaps, and there's Gregory in space. Gregory running well. He's got great support outside him. But the ball seems to have gone down. It's gone forward, says the referee. So that's going to be a scrum. But the ball won by Leigh from that scrimmage, but still deep down in their own 22 after that marvellous break from Andy Gregory. Fully 50 yards. And Andy Gregory still having the resilience and the strength to cover in defence there as Kieran O'Loughlin broke through, but no way forward. Wigan easily making sure that that was no further progress from Leigh. And that kick again showing the sort of frustration that Leigh are encountering at the moment. That ball bouncing over the sideline. So that's another well-won ball, and Wigan win it. The move set on, Dean Bell in the centre. Two second rows working in unison, and Kevin Arrow linking, but that attempted pass under pressure there, not quite going to Joe Lydon's hand. Kevin Arrow taking two men out as he hit that gap with a beautifully timed pass from Ian Gildark. Well, obviously coach John Money working the changes with Joe Lydon here on the right wing and Dean Bell having a run in the centre. But as in the whole of the game, that the head and ball being won by the side putting the ball in. But the Wigan defence relentless once more, pushing Leigh backwards, no way forward, and it's become one-man stuff here for Leigh. They're getting a little bit frustrated, and even the Leigh crowd are a little bit hushed at the moment. And such is the fury of the Wigan defence. Two or three players still maintaining their form and their concentration, moving up together in defence. Oh, that's going to be a try, is it? It's a chase by Joe Leigh. Leigh got back superbly. But Andy Gregory expecting, I think, the ball to be picked up from the back, letting it bounce. And Mike Round taking the ball at pace. The end result was a great chase from Joe Leigh, effecting the tackle. And then a penalty to Wigan. Not playing the ball properly. And Leigh, who made that superb chase, puts the ball into touch just underneath our camera, but cameraman David not flinching, and you've still got a steady picture. Jerry Stazika takes the drive. He's replaced Ian Lucas, so the hard work in the pack from the front row. Lee Harton perhaps. Well, that penalty, I think, as Dennis Betts has a few words with Mick Dean, the hooker from Lee. But I think the second row has won that little battle, but the referee it is who's decided that the penalty should go to Wigan. And Lee gradually being pushed back after just the second break of this second half that they made, and we've had almost 17 minutes play. The two drives from Wigan. Gregory setting the play up for the second move, the run around and then trying to offload. The runner's coming, but the gap not quite there, and Gregory doing the right thing by hanging onto the ball, keeping possession. So 4 tackles gone. Now the play on the right hand side, and Dean Bell hits it up looking for support. There it is as Kevin Arrow tries to take it. He does indeed, and that's inside to Joe Leigh. So a piece of magic on the right wing results in a try for Joe Leigh. As Wigan move that ball on the right hand side, a bit of juggling as Kevin Arrow took it in the gap, but not a knock forward as he recovered well. And then he was obviously going to be tackled in the right hand corner, and the supporting Joe Leigh, who came in from the right wing, took that superbly timed pass from Kevin on the inside, and no real Lee cover there. Another try for Wigan. Lee restart. That's a clever kick. Nicky Kiss chases back, dives on the Burwell. His opposite number, Mick Dean, moving up quickly. The first quarter of an hour, certainly Lee were firing on all cylinders. That's a penalty. The kick ahead from Andy Gregory, and that was an obstruction. So we have to come back just 10 yards. The penalty awarded. Andy Gregory coming to no real harm as he calls the tune out, sets up the move. The players know what's on, the communication is there. Joe Leigh finds touch. That's the halfway line. The first drive from Andy Platt. Two drives. Jerry Stazika takes the second. The switch in play on the short side. The support on Andy Platt from Andrew Goodway. Gregory finding the gap, or almost. Carry on, said the referee. The crowd shouting for a forward pass. They're almost getting through. Byrne puts the grubber kick through. Dean Bell chases it up. Barry Ledger, who's had so little chance on that right wing. to show his paces, covers well. Well, one man who keep going, Brian Case, as he drives towards the 22-metre line. But it may well be a lost cause. 32-1 the score. And Wigan seemingly full of energy. It certainly had their defence exposed against Widnes and then against Warrington in the second half. But not so tonight. And certainly not at the moment, and that's what's happened to Leigh. The pressure being put on them as they try and move the ball around. And Gerard Bird wriggling around there, trying to conjure up a few tricks of his own there. But that's gone forward. So a rare mistake from the Wigan team, certainly this half. And Nicky Kiss gives Gerard Stazika the pat on the back. Never mind, let's get on with it. That may well come out on the Wigan side as the pack breaks up. It has indeed, in fact, so that's the first strike against the head for Nicky Kiss. As Lydon sets the backs in motion, wide out. Harrow has to make his own gap and does so well with Dean Bell. Good linking. Preston's trying to find the gap. But good lead cover this time on the elusive winger. Referee signal back to one. There's an overlap on this side. Andy Pat running strong. Links with the dummy. Beautiful play from a number 10. Has he got the strength to go over? He has indeed. That was one of the best number 10 tries you'll ever see. Andy Platt. As the ball was swung on this right hand side, there was the overlap. Good quick hands put Andy Platt in the gap. And the international forward dummied inside to Kevin Harrow and had the strength and pace to beat that lead cover and score a beautiful try for Wigan.
Number 10, Andy Platt.
With just over quarter of an hour left, then Wigan in what would appear to be an almost unassailable position. That conversion from Joe Lydon just hitting the post, denying them of another 2 points, but still leading by 35 points. And Leigh possibly run out of steam. Byrne checks back inside, but plenty of red and white jerseys there halt his progress. Last tackle then. Leigh put a bit of pressure on the Wigan side then. Joe Lydon takes the ball, but that's going to be a penalty against Andrew Goodway, who obviously infringed the 5 metre rule, was running downfield on the expected kick far too early, and that is a penalty offence. McDean sets Brian Case in motion. He rolls off his former front row partner Nicky Kiss, but no way past Gerard Stazika. Dean finds the gap. One of the rare occasions when Leigh have actually made some forward progress through this Wigan defence. Well, no penetration as Leigh drift across there. O'Loughlin trying to get in motion, trying to get those legs working. Beardmore calling the troops. A rare opportunity here inside the Wigan 22. The move set on. But that is the pressure of Wigan's defence. And a courageous drop from Andy Gregory secures the ball. Hampson picks up the pieces and sets the Wigan team in motion as Stazika again drives forward. Dennis Betts, long leg striding, hoodwicking Beardmore. Has he got the support? He has. There's clever play out on that left wing, but Dean Bell has to hesitate to pick it up, but he's still going strong. Wigan in a great position from that excellent break by Dennis Betts as Andrew Goodway fed him on the burst. Now the pressure on. Andrew Gregory sets it in motion. The half-backs linking. There's good slick play again. That's a try for Kevin Iro. It's a forward pass. Forward pass, the referee said. The scrum will be awarded. And in fact, it's a handover because it was the last tackle. And Leigh in their own 22, trying desperately to provide a bit of entertainment and a bit of a spectacle for their home crowd. But tonight's crowd, lots of red and whites. Certainly from Central Park, plenty of support from just the other side of the borough. Steve Hampson plays football with it and links with Mark Preston. Preston changes direction, almost gets past Ledger, but Ledger no slouch and brings off a fine tackle. The referee, perhaps in the darkness over there, not quite seen the fact that the touch judge has got his flag up on this side, and the play stopped. There we see Andrew Gregory jogging across. Here we see John Gilfillan going on the field. Andy Gregory comes off the field to a rapturous welcome. Applause from the players, applause from the crowd. And a reorganised Wigan side for the last 12 minutes of play here. That's the free kick. That's Alan Platt putting the ball almost into the Wigan half. Certainly the performance tonight by the Wigan side, an example of real hard work and commitment. They've defended superbly throughout the game and their attacking ploys have come off. They've worked hard for one another. And though Leigh have tried, as they're trying at the moment, to try and break the defence, there's been very few opportunities to actually finish it off completely, and it's because of that sort of cover. Dean Bell in that situation, Joe Lydon earlier on. That's a penalty. Steve Hampson going too high apparently. No real problem there. The side's controlling himself well, but it's Mick Dean, I think, who's going to get the ball, and whether Leigh will try for 2 points or go for the tap is another matter. The referee having a word with Steve Hampson and Dean Bell. Referee saying in no certain manner, of course, that high tackles are out. Leigh again take the tap. Brian Case again drives forward, but not through, and Wigan have to defend. Beardmore tries to work the magic. Beardmore is going. Beardmore has scored. A rare glimpse then of the talent of this player. There's a second drive. Beardmore dummied across to the left. The gap opened up, and the scrum half from Castleford shoots over to score Leigh's only try so far. With Phil Johnson having converted that try, that's an extra 2 points for Leigh as Joe Lydon restarts the game. But Wigan still in that commanding position, 36 points to 7 ahead, with just about 7 minutes left for play. Brian Kay still working hard and offloading this time to Ian Potter, but no rework forward. They've worked hard for Leigh tonight, of the two former Wigan players, but really not quite had the support. And it's been this Wigan defence which has frustrated them so often, and is still working well now. John Gilfillan has come and he's playing in the centre. And let's play on as Wigan have possession. The referee thinking, I think that was certainly played for. An Oscar-winning performance. Mark Preston gets into the act and gets close to the play of the ball. Byrne setting things in motion. He's gone to number 7. The ball being kept alive. Wigan playing open football now. Ian Gildart rolling off the tackle there as he took a little bit of pressure from that pass from Nicky Kiss. A good way running wide, that dummy inside, and then the loose forward hitting the gap wide out. Joe Lydon pumping it high. That's a tester for Phil Johnson. Hampson underneath it. The ball's loose. It could be anyone's, but in fact Beardmore has got back there under his own post. Oh, Leigh desperate now, 5 yards from their own line. Not seeming to have the power to burst away. And having eventually to resort to the powerful boot of Alan Platt. But they're equal to the task. Steve Hampson, who takes it in turn. Good play on this right hand side. Kevin Arrow, strong but good cover from Leigh. Wigan keep it alive. Goodway has to step back inside, but Goodway scored. A lovely try from Andy Goodway. The ball was shifted out on this right hand side as Hampson had taken his own kick. Kevin Arrow bursting right to that right hand corner and almost getting over himself. But from that quick play of the ball, Gerard Byrne moving that ball, Andy Goodway taking it in the gap, and no stopping the loose forward as he changed direction and accelerated over the line. So Wigan have reached 40. Phil Johnson kicks off. Joe Lydon has hit the post on 2 occasions. That conversion attempt then striking the right hand upright. Ian Gildart striking the Leigh opposition and forcing them backwards almost. Good strong run from the second row. Goodway full of confidence now, even selling dummies. Ian Potter giving him a friendly tap. So we're going to have had a successful second half. Lydon pushing them forward now. Phil Johnson playing football, looking for support, but runs away in fact from his left wing Mike Round and has to go on his own.
We would once again like to thank our sponsors today, our resident team sponsors from Greater Manchester Buses, our match sponsors PPG Glass Fibres Limited from Hindley Green in Wigan, our programme sponsor today, the Victoria Garage in Chelmsford.
Well, the difference between the two sides tonight certainly was Leigh, who were second division champions last year and may well have strengthened their side with the signings they've made, but the gulf between the second division and the first division quite evident, and Leigh may well struggle to stay in the first division. John Gilfillan tested by that, and anybody who's under 8 foot tall could not have taken that one either as it bounced over the top. Scrum down, it didn't touch John Gilfillan. It's going to be Wigan ball, and this Wigan pack in close-up. Nicky Kiss obviously arguing about whose head it was going to be, and it's Bob Beardmore handing the ball over eventually to Gerard Byrne. Well won ball. Kevin Arrow steps in. Links with Steve Hampson. Beautifully taken by the fullback. Linking again. Dean Bell to Preston is clear. Preston in space. The left winger running at full pace across field. Ledger chases vainly. Mark Preston gets his hat-trick. It was that link from Kevin Iro to Steve Hampson who took it very well. Then Dean Bell getting in on the act. Preston taking that ball and just stepping inside and showing that electric pace. As the move that covered fully 65 yards was finished off in grand style by the Preston flyer. The last minute, the clever kick through, but Lydon covers well. And burst through, but good cover from Beardmore then. With just seconds left in this game, we can open up their account in the league. Andy Platt, Alan Platt in fact, taking that ball off Andy Goodway. So a welcome 2 points for John Money. I'm sure he'll be pleased with his side's performance. It was certainly not easy in the early stages, but gradually they've worn down this Leigh side. The defence has created mistakes in this Leigh attack, forcing them backwards. There's an example of the sort of pressure. There's another one. Dennis Betts, unlucky that time. The ball's gone backwards. Will it be in possession? Play on, says the referee. We've played over half a minute of injury time. But it's Wigan who are keeping going. It's Wigan who are putting the pressure on Leigh once again, as they have done for most of this game, and Leigh unable to respond despite the promptings of Alan Platt and Bob Beardmore. It was Beardmore who had that knock in the first few moments of the game when Ian Lucas brought off that tremendous tackle on him, and perhaps that may well have put him off, but certainly we've seen little sparkle apart from that solo try from the Castleford, or the former Castleford scrum half. The hooter goes. The referee, Alan Burke, blows the whistle to end the game. Wigan have got their first 2 points in the league campaign against arch rivals Leigh, and a well-deserved victory for the Central Park team. Well, with me after the game is scrum half Andrew Gregory. Andy, that was good to win anyway today, wasn't it, particularly against Leigh?
It certainly was. You know, they had a tremendous win on Sunday, and unfortunately we came unstuck against Warrington. They they must have been on a bit of an eye, but I think we've got to improve tonight. You know, that will be a force, you know, to be reckoned with this season. Against
Widnes and against Warrington, it was the second half which seemed to let you down, but tonight everything seemed to be fine right throughout from the word go.
Yeah, it was. They got, you know, the first 10 minutes they got stuck in, and I think Joe put a couple of kicks over. I was fortunate enough to, you know, go under the sticks to make it. I think it was 10-1, something like that. And then, you know, we got a couple of quick tries after that, and it always makes it easy. You know, I don't think they ever give up at all. You know, but I think on the night, you know, I think they was beaten by a fair better side. I think we played some tremendous football tonight, and hopefully, you know, we can carry it on. I know it's going to be a hard game at Salford on Sunday. Hopefully, you know, we won't have, you know, too many injuries from tonight's game, and we'll be able to field the full strength side. And you know, we're certainly looking forward to you know, a good game, and hopefully another good victory.
Tonight, particularly, as you said, you played a lot of open rugby, but it was good to see the ball getting out to the centres and the wings. Kevin Arrow very strong, of course, and Mark Preston got a superb package of tries.
Yeah, that's true. You know, they have John Money's coming. You know, with he's got some tremendous ideas. And you know, tonight, you know, he wants to play open rugby. I think the side he came from, Parramatta, you know, they've had some tremendous players like Sterling, Kenny, you know, and all that. And you know, they're playing in the backs. But it's good to see. He's got Dennis Betts and Gilder, and Platty and Andy Goodway. He's got them running out there wide. So we've got to do the hard work in the middle. The likes of Ian Lucas, Jed Stazika tonight. Nicky Kiss, they did a tremendous job in the middle. And fortunate for us tonight, we did get the ball wide. And I think if Kevin Irwell kicks a short ball of anybody, I don't think there's many people in the centres who's going to stop Kevin Irwell.
Just one quick news about the knee. I believe you heard it against Anfield, but it's going to be okay for next weekend, is it?
Yeah, I hurt it in the second half at Liverpool. It didn't bother me on Sunday that much, but today I felt it in the first half. I had a word with John Moore, and he said, just go out second half, and hopefully everything will go okay. We got a couple of the tries early in the second half, and John Mooney decided to fetch me off, but hopefully I'll be having treatment tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to take part in the game on Sunday.
Well, from one Andrew to another, Andy playing at number 10, but scoring one of the best tries that number 10's probably ever scored tonight. That was a superb try down the right hand side. You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's nice to score a try. Alan try to concentrate on other things, but if the same situations come up, obviously you've got to take them.
You play very tight, of course, being number 10 for most of the game, but there are occasions, obviously, when the front row forwards will find themselves in situations where they can actually run and take scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's something we worked on training, especially last week. I was talking to John, and John was very concerned that we were doing a lot of running from one side of the field to the other. And we worked in training whereby if the backs did move it quickly, and then he wanted us to stay probably where we were, and then to be picked up by a half-back or the standoff going back, and that's just what happened. They give it to Andy Goodway, put me through acres of space. I just saw one dummy, and then another one, I just saw the line and just went for it, got my head down, pinned my ears back and went for it.
So the front row forwards, in fact all the forwards really, you're talking about a running game from everybody and the whole side from 1 to 13.
I think when it is on, obviously it's not on every time, Alan. You've got to settle it down, but if you're in the opposing 22 or the opposing half, and it is on, obviously if you're there, you've got to slot in.
Speaking to Andy, of course, it was pleasing to win today. After the 2 defeats, a good performance at Anfield, of course, but perhaps disappointing against Warrington. The side must feel quite happy about tonight's game.
Yeah, I think we took quite a bit of criticism after the Warrington game. Anfield, I think we just threw it away a little bit in the second half, and I suppose a few things could have gone for us. But against Warrington, I feel that we played quite well in the first half. The second half again, whether it was commitment or I don't know what. And I thought the lads were, we got a lot of criticism, and we were determined to put it right tonight. And I think we worked very hard on Monday. We had a meeting on Tuesday. We worked very hard in training, and I think the result was a good win tonight.
Well, thanks, Andy. So from a floodlit Hilton Park, we look forward to a Sunday afternoon game against Salford at the Willows. So we look forward to seeing you then.
Prishti. As part of your there you were. Dreaming of rest. Still can't.
Inspector.
Your chicken fajitas are the best. So creamy and delicious. What's your secret? I'm a that under wraps.
Philadelphia, a little taste of heaven.
Stand and stuff them delightfully with cheese. Share the Verucas.
Welcome with Bazooka, Britain's best-selling medicine for warts and verrucas. Bazooka offers a painless treatment, quick and easy to apply, and with Bazooka, warts and verrucas. Veruca, Bazooka that wart.
How many Super Minis give you Japanese build quality and air conditioning as standard, and all-round electric windows with inside air food fund license starting at only £35 a year, and come with a 5-year warranty and start from just $7,995 and travel to. For more information on the Sirion 24
0800 840 3900. This is the only number you're going to do it now and become a driver. Don't hang around. And like all our instructors, once you qualify, you can be part of one of the import.
Get Sky Plus
Plus half price when you take Sky TV broadband and calls. At the touch of a button or a whole automatically to create your own collection when you want. And if interrupted, just pause and rewind live TV. That's Sky Plus half price when you take Sky TV, broadband and calls, all for £26 per month.
Once you have a manager
+2 or your money back. Call 08442 411 253. Sky. And also
on 5. Ruthless Barrow. 5 Movies brings you Love's Abiding.
It's my scene next. Do a love scene without taking precautions, like making sure your lashes are spotless with stirred and splendid new complete denture care range. Steroid's a 3-minute wonder. In a good way, I mean.
Songs and perfect slogging.
It pays to be with the right insurer. Call 0845 246 0132 or visit directline.com.
Now at Sainsbury's, it's the half price too. Women's and children's wear. Season styles at hot summer prices.
As a woman, you don't lost. What's happened?
Smooth and fresh sorbet. New lemon sorbet. Carte d'Or. Savour the emotions.
My nashes are my best. You think?